Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com. I'm so excited. Isn't this Apron of Love adorable? I've been making them into little treat boxes. My head told me I didn't need another stamp set, but in the end my heart won over. I just love these little itty bitty utensils. There's an oven glove, a pair of scissors. These are the apron strings, the handles, and, you know, all sorts of sentiments suitable for the man in your family or your mum. And there's little sentiments here that says I love baking and I love stamping. So it could even be a Stampin' Up apron. The nice thing about it is that you can also cut your utensils just on the one die altogether. So if it's for a man, you've got all the barbecue gubbins here, and then if you're baking, you've got the whisk and wooden spoons and a spatula. And then if you're doing a Stampin' Up thing or crafting apron, you've got your scissors, pockets, the rolling pin, a trim for your apron, the apron strings. The one we're going to be using today is the apron, and I think I'll use the lacy pocket and the handles. If you buy the stamp set and the builder frames together, it will save you 10%. The other stamp sets I'm using are teeny tiny sentiments and a good day. Punches I'm using are the classic label punch, the 1 3/8 scallop circle punch, 1 1/8 scallop circle punch, the 1-inch punch and the 1/2-inch punch. I'm also going to be using the 6x6 Myths and Magic glimmer paper. There are 8 sheets in a pack of each colour, and there are 3 colours in the blue, green and iridescent. I use the Tutti Frutti Designer Series paper stack. These are 6x6 inches, 15.2 by 15.2 designer paper. So depending on which coloured cardstock you pick out, you then choose the coordinating cardstock to go with it. Now I'm going to be using the orange slice one, so I've picked out the lemon lime twist. Half a sheet of cardstock. You can get your apron. You need to cut 2, and then you need to cut a pocket and 2 handles. And then with the remaining piece, you can get your base for the box cut from the other half of this. If you're careful, you can be quite economical with the paper, so you can get 2 aprons out of that. Just remember to cut them in the same direction, depending on the pattern on your DSP. So you can see from this piece of paper I've got about 2/3 left. I've only used 2 1/4 inch strip by 6 inches. In metric that will be 5.7 by 15.2 centimeters. From your cardstock you need to cut 2 aprons with this die, 2 handles with this die and a pocket. Then you'll be left with enough cardstock from the other half to cut out a piece that measures 4.5 inches by 4 inches. In centimetres that will be 11.5 centimetres by 10.2 centimetres. You also need to cut another 2 aprons from the designer series paper. Now you've got all the pieces and we're ready to assemble the box. You need to score your box with the long side on top, the 4.5 inches on top. You score that at 1 3/4 inches and 2 3/4 inches. Then you rotate it 90 degrees. With the short side on top, that's the 4 inches on top, you score at 1 inch. It's easy to do it from this side. 1 inch and 1 inch there. With the long side at the top and the bottom, you want to cut on these flaps here, and you cut it straight to that first score line, And then you want to notch from the center panel, cut a little V shape. Turn it 180 degrees and do the same. Burnish the score lines. Now I'm just going to use Tombow glue, so you put Tombow glue on the flap here. And adhere it so that the base is in alignment. There. Hold it together for a little while it bonds. Glue on this section. And make sure the top is aligned. And repeat for this side. Make sure that the same flap is folded back. So this will be the front. So you want to do the back first. Line it up with the base. Hold it whilst it bonds. Glue on the edges. Marry that to the top edge. And hold it while it bonds. Next we want to glue our apron, this apron loop on top. So I'm going to put a bit of glue just at the top edge of the apron. Pick that up. Hold it down. Glue on the tips, glue on the rest of the apron, and pop that on top. Make sure all the edges are aligned and pinch together. Do the same for this. Now we're ready to glue it to our box. So pop glue on the front. And the pocket. Just had to poke all those little bits from the holes and just on the edge of the pocket. This is the front. Pop that onto my apron. Glue on the back. I'm using Sweet Treats up here. Also the For You, Just For You. So let's get some Whisper White cardstock, Lemon Lime Twist ink. I think I'll stamp that here. Bring in the classic label punch, and I'm going to punch out Sweet Treats here. Centre that around the circle portion of this stamp and punch out the Just For You. Take the 1 3/8 inch scallop circle punch, punch out a circle. 1 1/8 scallop circle punch. I'll punch out some glimmer paper And to make the glimmer paper a little bit more user friendly, I'm going to punch a 1/2 inch hole in the centre, save that for another project, put glue on the back of this. Oh, I put too much glue. Pop that on my cardstock, dimensional in the middle. Punch a hole with the 1/16 inch circle punch. I've already bagged up my sweeties. I'm going to undo it actually. Thread that through. If I can find the hole. From the back to the front. Now I'm ready to pop this on. So make sure it's hanging straight. Also want to punch a hole in this. And I'm going to punch the wrong end. Yes, I have. Punch at this end and snip off that end. I think I'll use a needle, it's too fiddly. Pop that through and tie a bow. Ta-da! That's how many I've made so far. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, or share on Facebook, and my grateful thanks if you do. If you're watching from YouTube, you'll find the list of supplies I use below this video in the Show More section, with direct links to my online store. They'll also be listed on my blog at blog.stampwithelaine.com. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye!